Students, I welcome all of you once again to the lesson number 6, substances in the daily uses. So as you know that students, there are variety of these substances which we use in our daily life, right? So there are plastic material, rubber material, glass material, fiber. There are variety of the things which we use on the daily basis, and all these materials, they are synthesized by different method. Few of the things which we get naturally, and a few of the things which we prepared, and they are called as what? Man-made substances. Is that clear? So let's see once again what we have learnt in the last lecture. So as you know that in the last lecture we learnt that the glass material, glass, it is made up of sand and the calcium carbonate. So when sand and the calcium carbonate, when we combine them together, we get a glass material. But the thing is that this glass material, it cannot be converted back to the sand and calcium. It is not possible. Am I right? So as we cannot change the property of the glass back to the calcium and the here sand, so this change, it is called as what? Irreversible change, which cannot change back. Likewise, you must have seen that there are green chilies and green tomato, etc. After some time, they change their green color into the redness. So when the fruits get ripen, they change their color. So even this is the chemical change which takes place in the variety of the fruits and the vegetables as well. So even this red tomato or red chili, it cannot go back to green color. So this is also called as what? Irreversible changes. So I hope so students, what do you mean by irreversible changes? That you must have understood in detail. And again, what we have learned? We use a rubber material, we use plastic also. Am I right? So do you know that this rubber, it is a natural substance which we get from the latex. What do you mean by latex? Latex is the liquid part of the plant. So from which plant we get the rubber? So there is a plant, as you can see that over here, and the name of the plant is called as what? Hevea brasiliensis. So this is the botanical name of the plant. From this plant we get the rubber material which is whitish in color, and it is sticky as well. And do you know that student, as we use this rubber for the various processes, this rubber has to become hardened. We want the strong rubber, we want the hard rubber. So for that purpose we use the one of the process which we call it as what? Vulcanization of rubber. So what do you basically mean by the vulcanization? So the process in which the rubber is heated with the sulfur. The process in which rubber is heated with the sulfur for 3 to 4 hours, this process we call it as what? Vulcanization of the rubber. And do you know that to provide hardness to the rubber, we add sulfur. So sulfur we are adding just to give hardness to the rubber. Are you getting my point over here? But the proportion of the sulfur, it will differ to the material. In rubber band, in the tire, in the plastic toys, the proportion of the sulfur, it is going to be different in different type of the material. Depends upon where we are going to use that substance. Is that clear? Now students, the next thing which we are going to learn here, that is the interesting part over here. Before that, can you tell me that what do we use for writing and the craft? Right now we all are asking you to copy down the assignment, to copy down the project, etc. And you all are uploading by using the link, etc. Right? So all the project and all the assignment, where you are writing, how you are making the craft and etc. Can you tell me that? Of course, you all are doing project and assignment by using the paper. Am I right? So most of you are using the craft paper, most of you are using the assignment paper. So on paper you are writing everything, and then you are submitting your assignment and the project. Okay. So student, this material, it is called as what? Basically paper. Am I right? So on paper you are drawing, on paper, by using paper you are making craft as well, right? But have you ever thought that how exactly do we get the paper? What is basically paper? From where we get the paper? So let's see that what is the basically meaning of the paper. So the paper we are using for the various methods. For the various purposes we are using the paper. So from where we get the paper? So as you can see that paper is a natural substance. Paper is a natural substance. We made it by using the grass or wood or the any type of the plant, etc. So from basically plants we get the paper. And do you know that these plants have one material, and that material is called as what? Cellulose fiber. So in plant bark, in the wooden material of the plant, the cellulose fiber is present. So by using the cellulose fiber, we make the paper. So for making the paper, we require wooden part of the plant. Okay, so if you want to see the cellulose fiber, I can show you here. See, these are the bark of the plant. These are the bark of the plant which we have cut into the small pieces. So when this bark of the plant, they are soaked into the water, we get the pulp like this. And in the pulp, in this wooden material, these kind of the cellulose fiber are present. So these cellulose fiber, they are used to make the paper. So the cellulose fiber is present in the plant material, and this cellulose fiber, it is used to make the paper. Is that clear? So how paper is made? So we will see the process of the paper making in detail, step by step. So let's learn here how exactly the paper is made up of. Okay, so step by step we will learn that. It's very easy and it's very interesting to know that how exactly the paper has been made. So let's see that step number 1. So what is the step number 1? So as you can see that over here, in step number 1, the coniferous trees. The coniferous trees like pine. So pine is the name of the plant. Not all type of the plant can be used for the paper making. There are certain variety of the plant material which can be used for making paper. So coniferous plants like pine, they are used for the paper making. So if you want to see the plant, I have shown you here picture. So this is the type of the plant which we can use for paper making. So pine plant, it is used for paper making. Okay, this is the step number 1. So we have to find out the plant where it is. Now what is the step number 2? So in the step number 2, what we will have to do, the bark of the logs of this tree. The bark of the logs of this tree is first removed. Means what? The covering on the wooden part, which we have to remove that. And then what we will have to do? We have to break the tree. We have to break the wooden into small pieces. So like this, can you see that here the trees are present? So we have broken down the logs of the wood. So then what we are doing? We are peeling off the logs. Means what? Debarking. And then what we are doing? We are cutting down the wood into small pieces like this. So this wooden log, they are passed into the machine. So with the help of the machine, this wooden wood is broken down into the small pieces. So this is a step number 2. What we have done? We have took the plant. We have cut the logs of the trees, and then what we have done? We broke the wood into the small pieces. That's the step number 2. Now what is the step number 3? Now in the step number 3, what we are going to do, the mixture of the small pieces of the trees. The mixture of small pieces of the wood and some chemical, it is kept soaking for the longer time. We are going to add some water, we are going to add some chemical, and we allowed it for soaking for longer time. Then what will happen? Because of the soaking, the water will be absorbed by the wooden material, and the small pieces of the wood, they will get softened. So that softened part of the wood, the softened part of the wood, we call it as what? Pulp. What we call it as pulp. So like this, the pulp has been made first of all from the small pieces of the wood. Is that clear? So pulp is made. And later on, what we are going to do? Later on, when the chemical process is completed, later on when all the chemical process is completed and the fibrous substances from the wood are separated, okay, and then we add dyes. Dyes means what? Certain kind of the chemical or certain kind of the color agent, so that we can give color to the plant. So the dyes are added. So you can see that over here, once the pulp has been formed, once the fiber has been formed, we are going to add the dyes into the pulp. So these dyes, they will impart color, they will impart strength to the paper. Is that clear? So this is the next step of the paper making. Now in the last step, so here you can see that over here, so like this, So like this you can see that the paper rolled or etc form over here. Okay, so once we get the pulp, this pulp is then passed through the roller. So as you can see that this pulp is there, these pulp they are passed through the roller like this. Can you see the roller here? Okay, so these pulp are passed through the roller, and then these pulp they are dried very well. They are dried very well to form the paper. Okay, so as you can see that whatever pulp we got, that pulp we passed it through the roller. Is that clear? And we allowed that pulp to dry to make the paper. So once the paper is formed, then what we do, we wound them on the reels like this. So can you see we are rolling them on the winding them properly. We are winding them to make a bundle. So then these bundles of the paper are formed. Is that clear? So this is how exactly the paper actually looks like in the paper factory. So this is the actual image of paper making. So in the factory the wooden pulp are passed from here, the paper are made here like this, and they are wounded to make a roll, so that they will be stored or they will be transported easily to everywhere. So that's why student, as you can see that the paper and the wood they are closely related. So whatever paper we are getting directly from the plants. So that's why to get the paper we have to cut down the trees. Am I right? To get the paper we have to cut down the trees. And that's the reason, always remember that it is necessary to use the paper sparingly. Sparingly means what? Whenever it is necessary. If we waste a lot of paper, we use a lot of tissue paper, we use new books on the daily basis, then there are the chances that we will have to cut down more and more trees. And if we cut down more and more trees, then what will happen? The trees are giving us the oxygen for respiration. So if we cut down the trees, then oxygen level will go down and the pollution will increase. So that's why to decrease the pollution, we have to save the trees. We don't have to cut them down. So we can use the paper, but in the limited, whenever it is necessary. So whenever it is necessary, that time only we have to use the paper, not always. Is that clear? So I hope so student, you must have understood how exactly we make the paper by using the tree. Is that clear? So let's revise once again what we have learned today. So today we learn about the process of manufacturing of paper. Okay, so how paper is formed? So you know that the paper it is obtained from the plant wooden material, right? So the plant has the cellulose fiber. So this cellulose fiber is important for paper making. So for that purpose what we have to do? First step is that we want coniferous plants like pine tree. So the pine trees are cut down into the logs of wood. Is that clear? And then what we have to do? We have to debark the log. Means what? Whatever bark is there on the wooden part, we have to remove that. Then what is the next step we do? We cut down the wood into the small pieces. Then what is the next step here? That small pieces of the tree, they are soaked down into certain chemical, okay, so that the pulp is obtained, right? So once the pulp is obtained, we add certain kind of the chemical dyes to give color and to impart the strength. Is that clear? So once pulp is formed, this pulp it is passed through the roller. This pulp is passed through the roller to form the paper. And then once we pass down the pulp through the roller, we allow them to dry. So once the pulp is dried finally, we get the paper. And if paper is formed finally, we wind them to make a reel, so that we can transport them very easily to the we can transport them easily to wherever it is required. Is that clear? So I hope so student, whatever we have learned today, you must have understood that. So the next part we will continue in the next session. Bye bye, take care.